From bottles to bites, navigating the microplastic invasion in our daily lives.
Hey, everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got some eye-opening information that might change the way you think about what you eat and drink. Stick around because we're diving into the world of microplastics, those tiny plastic particles that are turning up everywhere, even in the things we consume daily.
Alright, let's kick things off with a recent study that has everyone talking.
A team of researchers analyzed 3 popular brands of bottled water, and what they found is shocking. On average, a liter of bottled water contains a whopping 240,000 microplastic particles. Using laser-powered microscopes, the scientists discovered that 90% of these particles were not just microplastics but even smaller, nanoplastics.
Now, why is this concerning?
Well, these tiny particles are believed to be more toxic, making it easier for them to enter our bodies.
Potential health impacts.
Now, the health impact of all this plastic is still under review. One study suggests that microplastics can affect various systems in the human body, including the digestive, respiratory, endocrine, reproductive, and immune systems.
But we're still in the early stages of understanding the full picture. The consequences.
So, what's the consequence?
Well, the researchers themselves have started cutting back on bottled water.
If the people behind the study are worried, maybe it's time for us to take a closer look at what we're drinking. But it's not just about what we drink, it's also about what we eat. Another study looked at different types of protein, from beef to tofu, and found microplastics in nearly 90% of the samples. That means, if you're a meat eater, a vegetarian, or somewhere in between, you're likely to ingest hundreds of tiny plastic pieces every year.
Now, let's take a closer look at the rank of microplastics and nanoplastics in different foods, from lowest to highest.
Chicken breast. Among the protein samples tested, chicken breast had the lowest microplastic count, with just 2 particles per serving. Wild Alaska pollock. Minimally processed products, like packaged wild Alaska pollock, also showed relatively low microplastic concentrations compared to highly processed alternatives. Tofu. Plant-based proteins, like tofu, fell in the middle range, indicating a moderate presence of microplastics. Breaded shrimp. Highly processed products, such as breaded shrimp, fish sticks, and chicken nuggets, topped the list with significantly more microplastic particles per gram.
Potential effects. Now, we're still figuring out what all these microplastics might do to our health.
Some research suggests potential impacts on different systems in our bodies. But again, it's an ongoing puzzle that scientists are diligently working to solve.
So, what's being done about all this plastic pollution? Well, globally, there's a push to regulate plastic usage.
Different regions are taking different approaches, with Europe leading the way in strict enforcement. But there's still a long way to go, especially in regions like the Americas.
Plastic regulations.
A recent report even showed that charging a fee for plastic bags in China decreased their usage by 44%. So, small changes can make a big impact, but there's still work to be done.
Now, reducing plastic isn't just about protecting the environment.
It's also tied to broader goals. The Environmental, Social, and Governance (ESG) framework emphasizes sustainability. By reducing plastic, we're not just helping the environment. We're contributing to goals like protecting biodiversity, managing climate resources, and promoting sustainable urban development.
Let's talk about the potential impact of microplastics on human health.
We found an enlightening paper that delves into this very topic, and it's a real eye-opener. The study points out that microplastics, those particles between 1 and 5 millimeters in size, pose significant threats to both the environment and us.
According to the research, microplastics are not just confined to the oceans.
They're in the air we breathe and the food we eat.
This form of pollution is pervasive, infiltrating our bodies through ingestion, inhalation, or even skin contact.
It's not just about the environment anymore, it's about us.
Potential health harms.
So, what does this mean for us? The paper highlights that microplastics may have negative impacts on various aspects of human health. From our respiratory and gastrointestinal systems to the immune, nervous, and reproductive systems, it's a comprehensive list.
Even our liver, skin, and organs aren't spared from the potential harm caused by microplastics. Potential health impacts.
The evidence presented in the paper suggests that microplastics can lead to inflammatory responses, oxidative stress, and immune disorders. There are even concerns about increased risks of diseases. The ingestion route seems to be the primary means of plastic uptake, with estimates suggesting a significant daily intake of microplastics through air and food consumption.
Specific organ impacts. Let's take a closer look at how microplastics affect specific organs. Liver impact. For instance, microplastics ranging from 430 micrometers can circulate in the body and translocate to the liver. Daily intake as low as 0.5 milligrams has been associated with deposition, oxidative stress, inflammation, and disruptions in metabolic functions. Skin impact. But it's not just the liver, the skin is also vulnerable. While larger microplastics might have limited skin absorption, nanoplastics as small as 4 to 45 nanometers can penetrate the skin's surface layer, inducing oxidative stress and inflammation in human epithelial cells. There are even concerns about microplastics serving as carriers for carcinogenic polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, potentially increasing the risks of lung and bladder cancer. However, it's crucial to note that conclusive evidence establishing a direct link between microplastics and cancer is still lacking, emphasizing the need for further research. Current regulations. Now, what's being done about this alarming issue?
The paper indicates that countries worldwide have taken steps to regulate plastic particles. These measures aim to reduce plastic usage, which is crucial today more than ever.
More plastic regulations are needed.
But the fight against microplastics isn't just about regulations, it's about a holistic approach. The paper suggests that reducing plastic aligns with the environmental, social, and governance (ESG) framework, contributing to environmental protection goals, reducing CO2 emissions, and addressing biological and environmental hazards.
Phew!
That was a lot to take in, but it's essential information. If you're curious and want to explore more about the studies and articles we mentioned, check out the links in the video description below.
And that's a wrap for today.
Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends.
Let's spread awareness and make a positive impact together.
Until next time, stay informed and stay eco-friendly.